Yeah, boy, Blazing Metal, the Raging Sun, the Blazing Star, aka the God of the Universe, right back with another one, ladies and gentlemen. We are right back with another one. Ooh, it's been a while. It has been a motherfucking while. Why does it say welcome to the live chat when I am making the live chat? When I'm making the live stream? Like my own stream is welcoming me to the live chat. What the fuck? It's like, what the fuck is going on? Don't you ever disrespect me like that again, man. What the fuck? My own chat is goddamn saying welcome to the live stream. My own life is saying welcome to the chat as I'm typing in the chat right now. What the fuck? Don't you ever disrespect me like that again. But before we dive into anything, let me check my quality. Ooh, we way too loud. Ooh. We are way too loud. We are way too loud. I know anytime I'm like loud, and I'm loud every damn time. Like my microphone is having some sort of static situation. So let me back myself up, man. Let me back myself up. Sounds good? We straight. We are very straight, ladies and gentlemen. I am straight in every sense of the word, man. I'm straight in every sense of the word. No faggot shit. Check this out. I like my own live stream because nobody else does. Like my damn live stream. Like why am I my only like so far, you know what I'm saying? 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 I wanted to say let's just dive into it, but we have no rigid topic. This is more like a freestyle, like the good old days. When I started to make live streams, I just freestyled, and I always do that, but occasionally I have like a topic which is very not fun to break down, to say the least. I don't like to lose the fun when I make shit, so I just like to be open and free. I don't like to have like a structured, detailed note plan. Sometimes I do, but it's not fun. I can do it, but it's no fun, and at that point, why am I doing it if it ain't fun? Like, I don't need notes, but I guess they help you stay on point. To each his own, to each his own. If you like notes, you like notes. I don't like notes because notes are not fun. Know what I'm saying? But anyways, we will talk about some good ass shit anyways. It's just, listen, if you have it in your heart, it cannot vanish anyways. When you truly have it within you, you don't need to pull it out because it's already there and you will not lose it. You shouldn't be so anxious about writing shit down if it's truly within you because it won't leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm the walking example. I am the walking example. I don't write shit down, I just speak because it's deeply within me. Everything you know, everything you express, everything you do is deeply within you. Bars. Everything you do is deeply within you, so it won't vanish anyways. You shouldn't be too, let me write it down. You shouldn't be too anxious about losing, I guess, your gems when it comes to making live streams, if you're like a person like me. Because if it's within you, it's within you, and if it ain't, it ain't. So of what use is writing something down which is not even within you? You know what I'm saying? I'm searching something, but I'm not finding it. There we go. See, I can make notes. Sometimes I do. I have like whole structures, whole goddamn lectures, but that shit is not fun. It is not fun being like this. That shit is just not fun to me. To each his own. This is not bad, but to each his own. To each his own. To each his own. I just function better if I'm way more free and just like a feather in the wind. Not idled, but like free. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Do you. Do you. There's no right. There's no wrong. Know what I'm saying? So do you. But anyways, as I was saying in the title, use your opportunities wisely because you don't know how many opportunities you have. Like, who told you will be here tomorrow? Who told you will be alive tomorrow? I don't want to evoke some sense of panic or like some fear-mongering type shit, but let's just be real. Who told you will be here tomorrow? Nobody. You can die tomorrow. And let's not even be dramatic and automatically dive to death. Maybe you will lose access to what you have access to in a second from now, in a minute from now, in an hour from now, in a week from now, in a day from now, in a month from now, in a year from now. What you have right now is not to be taken for granted. And this is some wisdom everybody needs to understand. Because everybody is spoiled. We live in a world in which we don't have to fight for survival, obviously. I mean, people fight for survival, but on a rather mental level and not on a physical level, at least ideally. We do not have to fight for survival, ideally. We can snap something and something will come. We can pull out our goddamn iPads and we will be like, yeah, let me order a pizza and the pizza will come. We think everything, not we, I don't. Why am I saying we so often? I don't. People think things are easily accessible, hence they think things are normal. But things are not normal. Things shouldn't be treated like if they are like granted, if you get what I'm saying. And somebody with that mentality is somebody who's very rigid and very spoiled anyways. And that person will not amount to something great anyways. Like spoiled people will not amount to something anyways in their life. There will be failures anyways, let's just be real. If you yourself are spoiled, you won't make shit happen anyways. Why do you think so many poor people make it? Why do you think when you hear somebody's testimony, that person is saying, I was growing up in some projects. I was so poor I had to wipe my ass twice with the same toilet paper piece. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I couldn't afford goddamn milk, so I had to eat my goddamn cereals with water. Why do you think people like that make it so often? Because people who don't have shit know how to utilize shit. Because we know. Yeah, now I use we because I don't have shit. Well, I used to not have shit. We know what it means to have something, and we know what it means to not have something for damn sure. Somebody who doesn't have shit will utilize what they have way more than somebody who's spoiled. You know what I'm saying? So someone who's truly coming up with nothing, somebody who's truly hungry, truly starving, truly in a very fucked up ass in circumstance in which they don't have shit, will appreciate when they have something even more, compared to somebody who's just spoiled, compared to somebody who's born in luxury, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, utilize what you have, because what you have might not be here tomorrow, let alone an hour from now. And it goes on very, very, very deep levels. It is not only to be interpreted as something physical, such as an object. What you have is much more subtle. Health. What you have is health. Why do you think have and health sound so similar? Because they are very intertwined. What you have, what you value, what you got is health. What you have is what you have. Your health is what you have type shit. And what you have is there to be appreciated. There's nothing worse than losing your ability to be even well. Physically speaking. Trust me, I know, I'm not the healthiest person, y'all know. I have certain issues which don't allow me to be up and alive as I used to, you know what I'm saying? Certain body issues. So when you have a sickness, you know what I'm talking about. What you have right now shouldn't be treated for granted. Like, even me, for instance, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was in perfect health. I could work out easily, I could sprint easily, I could make some exercises easily. Now I lost that ability, and now I know what it means to truly have something, which is fucked up. You should know what you have, and you should value what you have before you lose it. But in this world, it takes people to lose something before they truly appreciate that thing in the first place, or like truly appreciate it in the beginning, or whatsoever. It shouldn't take you to lose something to truly see the value in that thing. There's like a saying which goes like this: love is felt the most when it's fleeting. You know what I'm saying? And this shit is motherfucking true, and it all goes back to humanity's spoiledness. Human spoiledness, essentially. Like, y'all motherfuckers are so extremely spoiled that you don't appreciate something until it vanishes. Now you appreciate it. Now you're like, nah, oh my god, I was living so well, but now it's gone. And of what use is you reminiscing of how good things were? Because now they're gone, obviously. And don't get it twisted. Eventually everything will leave. Eventually people will leave. It's inevitable. Everything will expire. It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Without being a downer. Maybe you will have a lifelong lasting, everlasting relationship with your partner. But that doesn't say that things shall stay that way forever. Things are not everlasting, so don't get it twisted. Things will leave. But while things are here, you should appreciate them, because you don't know for how long things will stay here. That includes your opportunities, your health, most importantly, your financial status, your family, your loved ones, your relationships. You name it. You fucking name it. You paint the picture. Things shouldn't be taken for granted whatsoever because things are destined to leave. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. No thing lasts forever. Hence, something won't last forever. Only nothing lasts forever, but we live in a world of somethings. Like my heating system is a something. My goddamn tablet is a something. I am a something, like my body is something. So something will not last forever, only nothing will last forever. So while you have something, you should appreciate that shit. And I'll give you the cheat code, even if you don't have shit. Something you always have is nothing, even if you don't have shit. And that's not a play on words. This is not a logical fallacy to make an imaginary point. This is absolutely true. Even if you don't have shit, one thing you will have for sure, nothing. And nothing is all you need. Nothing is all you need. Trust me, I know. Like my north node is in Taurus and my south node is in Scorpio. So growing up I used to be like, nah, I don't have shit. I need shit, I want shit, nah, I don't have shit. But trust me, living in that type of mentality will make sure that you yourself will stay a nobody. If you constantly need something, I want to have something, you will never be in a position which will lead to some sort of satisfaction anyways. Like satisfaction is not found in a space of needing shit 24/7. You don't find satisfaction if you walk around like this 24/7. Yeah, I need shit. No. Living like that will just make sure that you yourself stay unhappy and unfulfilled 24/7. So even if you don't have shit, you still have something. You have nothing, and nothing is all you need. Really, nothing is all you need from a very literal perspective. Let's just say somebody who invented cell phones. Best believe that person who invented cell phones started with not having a cell phone. So what are we saying? What the fuck are we saying? You don't need something to feel a sense of satisfaction. You don't need something to even start something. Because once upon a time, somebody who invented cell phones had no cell phones. Once upon a time, somebody who had a goddamn, I'm fucking retarded. Somebody who was writing a Bible was having no Bible. Somebody who I don't know, you paint the picture, you get the examples, you get the motherfucking examples. Somebody who invented religion had no religion. Somebody who had no cell phones created cell phones. Somebody who had no parents created a situation in which they still feel at home. You motherfucking name it. You don't need to have something to make something happen. And technically speaking, you always have something. You always have nothing. I know this whole dialogue sounded like word salad and like a play on words, but look between the lines. See beneath the surface. You know what I'm saying? Paint the whole picture. Paint the motherfucking picture, ladies and gentlemen. But the whole essence of my goddamn session, of my preaching session, was to make you aware of the fact that your opportunities shouldn't be taken for granted. Because everything will leave eventually. And don't be like a spoiled person. Don't be like some rich, spoiled suburban person who has everything but appreciates nothing. Having something still is not automatically saying you will have a good life. Because what you have is not making your life pleasant. It is what you make out of what you have, which is making your life pleasant. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a scenario like this. Somebody who's piss poor, somebody who's extremely poor, can still be more happy than somebody who's living in riches. You know what I'm saying? Because what you have is not making you happy instantly, or like initially, rather. What you have is no indicator of how your life will be. It goes like this, man. For instance, somebody in the music industry could have all kinds of promotions, all kinds of teams, all kinds of, I don't know, meat riders sucking their meat up and down, but that shit will still not replace actual talent. Have you heard of a person named Kendrick Lamar? Have you heard of a person named Drake? I could go on and on and on and on with specific examples. But the gist of it all is what you have, including people, including teams, consideration, support, you name it, is still no success on how the quality of your life will be. This shit is no goddamn guarantee that you will be the shit just because you're born into riches, just because you have a team on your side, just because you have 10,000 meat riders on your side. And if you ain't shit, you still will be ain't shit. So no matter the object, no matter the clothing, you still will be seen as your true, authentic character. You still will be seen how you truly are within yourself. And it doesn't really go any further than this one. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear any excuses. Oh, I have nothing. Yeah, I have nothing. Listen. We all have nothing. Unless you're like born in the Vatican or some shit like that, man. We all have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who looks like me has nothing. From a background POV, not from a physical POV. We all are in the same boat. Our parents ain't shit. Our parents have no language. Our parents invented no religion. Our parents are not in a royal family. We all ain't shit. We all have to work a job we don't give a fuck about. Including me. Including you. We all have nothing. We all are in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean we are worthless. We are some sort of insignificant creature. Just because we don't have something right now. It is not about what you have physically. A spirit who truly embodies good characteristics as far as being skilled, being wise, especially being wise and almost exclusively being wise. A spirit who's truly wise because the most valuable characteristic is to have wisdom, hands down. Hands down. The most important quality to have is to have wisdom, hands down. So you cannot be valuable if you don't have wisdom. And there's no debate about that shit, you know what I'm saying? You can be extremely musically talented, but if you are retarded, you still won't be seen as the GOAT. Let's just look at Michael Jackson for an example. No question, Michael Jackson was extremely musically talented. But does this make him the GOAT of the universe? No. Like, I guarantee you, especially if you watch like my channel, who you consider to be the GOAT is somebody who is wise. Somebody who is wise stands supreme. So the most valuable characteristic to have is to have wisdom. And you don't need to be born into riches to have wisdom. Even if your parents are retarded. And all of our parents are retarded. Hence I'm saying we are all in the same position. My parents ain't shit. Your parents ain't shit. Everybody's parents ain't shit. Period. Like damn near everybody's parents ain't shit. But that's not saying anything. That's not important whatsoever, because what's truly important is what you make out of your life. Which is the most important thing. What do you make out of your life? Oh shit. What the fuck are you making out of your life? And your life should just be predicated on obtaining wisdom and actually utilizing your wisdom. Because when I'm saying wisdom is the most important thing in life, don't get it twisted. Don't be like, yeah, okay, let me hop on YouTube and just watch 10,000 YouTube videos about ancient Kemet all day. Don't be like this. Don't be like a book smart person. Obtaining wisdom is not watching YouTube videos all day. It is not reading some ancient Kemet textbooks all day. It is not about reading. It is not about intellectualizing your life all day. Acquiring wisdom is learning for yourself and by yourself, which can only happen if you live life. Obtaining wisdom can only happen if you live life. And being on your goddamn devices all day is not living life. You know what I'm saying? Best believe if I would be on my devices all day, I wouldn't develop awarenesses which will lead me to do something productive. And good awarenesses can't be obtained by just watching shit online 24/7. Go out into the world. Live up under this atmosphere. Go out and let God teach you. Let life teach you. And you don't need to read. You don't need to write. You don't need to be online all day to truly cultivate wisdom. To truly cultivate wisdom. You just need to be brave enough to experience life. And once again, I'm always saying this. Why do you even need to be brave to experience life? Nowadays you need to be brave to experience life because anxiety is a thing, because nervousness is a thing, because society is a thing. Now you need courage to live life. But living life is the most normal thing ever. It's just as normal as breathing. No animal needs courage to live life. Only human beings need courage to go in real life. A spider takes no courage to be amongst other spiders, but other humans need courage to be amongst other humans. Nah, I have social anxiety. No, my hairline. Yeah. No, I'm not 6'11", me, 4 inches tall. Yeah. Only humans need courage to be amongst other humans. Bees need no courage to be amongst other bees. Monkeys need no courage to be amongst other monkeys, but humans need courage to be amongst other humans. Why? Because not we, but people live in a false world, which is based inside of devices. Humans don't live in life, humans live inside of their devices. Hence, they are afraid of living actual life, because now actual life appears to be new. Now stepping outside, interacting with the atmosphere, being in the world, being in nature, is something which appears to be foreign, because human beings are trained to live in their house, in their magic square, in their goddamn rooms. And that's that, man. They're just trained to live in their rooms, being on their devices all day, watching TikTok all day, you know what I'm saying? To the point they become afraid actually interacting with others. And this shit is retarded. I need you to understand something. We all are saying magic squares are everywhere. But it gets so deep to the point you actually live in a square. You actually live in a house. You actually live in a square. You are entertained by squares. This shit is a square. I know it's technically not a square, but it's damn near a square. We all live in squares. Physically, we are entertained by squares. We live in spiritual magic squares. Not we, but people live in spiritual magic squares, you name it. It all goes back to indoctrination. Every mental illness has nothing to do with reality. A bee is not having a mental illness. A goddamn grizzly bear is having no mental illnesses. And don't be like, oh, but they're afraid. Being afraid has nothing to do with being mentally ill. Being afraid is normal, and being afraid is something which is natural to life. Best belief is if a grizzly bear would be right behind me, I would be afraid. I would be afraid like a motherfucker. So being afraid has nothing to do with being mentally ill. You're only mentally ill if you live up under synthetic man-made constructs, such as believing you need to be 6 feet 10,000 inches plus tall to be even of value. Or another common mental illness is believing that you need to have physical objects to be somebody. You get what I'm saying? This is a mental illness, but being afraid is no mental illness. Being afraid is something which can be seen in nature. If I would attack a goddamn chicken right now, the chicken would be afraid. Because being afraid is normal. It is just that human beings are afraid of things which ain't even real. Like, imagine you're 5'8", you're 5'7", 5'5" as a man, and you are afraid because of your height. This is what I'm talking about, something which has nothing to do with reality. Yeah, but I can't get no bitches like that. But when I walk into Walmart, nobody will fuck with me because I'm small as hell. You see, this is some synthetic shit. This is some extremely synthetic shit, man, which has nothing to do with reality. Because everybody lives in magic squares. We all live in a house, we all have a phone, we all are entertained by magic squares. It is everywhere. It is motherfucking everywhere. But shout out to Open Third Eye Beats, shout out to who Eli, shout out to Mystical Mysterio, you know what I'm saying? Shout you out, man. Shout you out, homies. Shout you out, peace out to everybody. But this is really life in a nutshell. Some shit which ain't even real. Some shit which ain't even real whatsoever. And you shouldn't be too concerned with synthetic shit anyways, because as I was saying, life is much more than just living in a magic square and labeling your mental illnesses as the end all in be all. You know what I'm saying? Because human beings label their mental illnesses as the end all in be all. Human beings build the whole identity based on mental illnesses. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy, it is really, really crazy to live your whole life based on a mental illness. And not even to confront your mental illness, but to cope with your mental illness. Instead of actually facing your mental illness, people cope. People build the whole life around avoiding their mental issues. Like walking around their mental issues, you know what I'm saying? Mental issues can be very easily resolved. A mental issue is extremely easily resolved. You just have to go through it. It sounds very trivial, it sounds very stupid and obvious, but this is the most effective way to diminish your mental illnesses. If you actually face them. But nobody is wired to even face what they're bothered by. Instead, everybody is living their life. Everybody is making a mission out of avoiding their mental illnesses. Instead of accepting yourself for being, I don't know, 5'5", instead of accepting yourself for having a crooked nose, and I'm not being funny on purpose, I'm just making real examples because people are afraid of their physical body. People have insecurities based on their body. Instead of actually accepting your physical body for what it truly is, you build your whole life around avoiding your physical body. Maybe you like making coping mechanisms your whole life purpose now. You're like, no guys, I'm not 5'5", I'm 5'10". Now you buy some shoes which make you like 10 inches taller, you know what I'm saying? While in all actuality, all you need is just to accept yourself. You don't need to buy shoes which make you 10 inches taller. You need to come 10 inches down to earth and actually accept your mental illnesses. Because actually accepting your true mental illnesses will get rid of them. Mental illnesses are just smoke and mirrors. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. I was about to say I have mental illnesses, but everybody has mental illnesses. We all have mental illnesses, you know what I'm saying, including me. And the only thing which helped me truly get over my mental illnesses is to face them. You know what I'm saying? Like some small ass shit, like being afraid to publicly speak. You just have to go in front of a crowd and speak, boom, your anxiety will vanish. But you shouldn't make your whole life mission all around, I don't like to see crowds. You shouldn't base your whole life on avoiding crowds. You should just go through it. It's just a one and done thing. You see it, you go through it, and then it vanishes. You know what I'm saying? As I was saying with my post earlier on YouTube, I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm not here to give you an exalted teaching, like some, I don't know, some mystery ass teaching. Do I look Jewish? Do I look religious? Do I look like I have a carpet beard in my face? Fuck no. I'm not here to make some magical ass teachings up. I'm just here to tell you it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't tell you some magical bullshit you don't know. Everything I'm saying you already know. It's not about not knowing something. People know everything. You know everything you need to know. It is just that you don't do it. Because the issue is linked in your characteristic. You have a very unwise character. You know something, but you don't do it. Wisdom is nothing without proper action. As I was saying, acquiring wisdom is not finished by just knowing better. True wisdom is executing. True wisdom is doing. Wisdom is not all about knowing. In fact, saying wisdom is about knowing a lot is a fallacy. Wisdom is only wisdom when you can be seen as the walking example. And how can you be seen for the walking example if you don't practice what you preach? Because the walking example, of course, is linked in your character. And you cannot be the walking example of wisdom if you don't act on your wisdom. Actions build character. You know what I'm saying? It is like based on the Leo archetype. Actions build character. In order to have a character, you need to act on something. I need you to understand this. Let's just say you are insecure as hell. Your character is an insecure as hell character because you was acting on being insecure. If you wasn't acting on being insecure, you wouldn't have an insecure character. Similarly, you cannot be wise if you don't act upon wise things. So wisdom only being limited to knowing something is a fallacy. Wisdom is when you are seen as the walking example. Everything else is for the birds. Everything else is just some stupid coping mechanism of people who don't want to practice life, who don't like to live in life. Everything else is an excuse, you know what I'm saying? You said laughing my ass off, motherfucker who created religion had no religion. Yeah, common sense. Obviously somebody who created religion had no religion. 1 + 1 = 2. People who had no religion people who created religion did not have religion. You know what I'm saying? He said Michael Jackson was playing with motherfuckers' booty hole. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised because in order to be truly successful in this world, you have to do some suspicious ass things. You have to do some extremely suspicious ass things. You know what I'm saying? As I was saying, wisdom exclusively being linked to knowing something is a fallacy. True wisdom is when you can practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays we have people just practicing things without even I meant to say nowadays we have people just preaching without even practicing. And it's essentially a big coping mechanism. It is a coping mechanism to avoid life. You know what I'm saying? Mental illness is truly when you don't have the courage to see life for yourself. To be up under fear is the most crucial thing ever. Like when you are up under your creations, when you are up under your creations, you worship what you created. It is like fear, or like any emotion, any thought, any mental form is something you created. So how can something you created can be smarter than you? But nowadays human beings worship creations, all the way down to shit like technology. Human beings worship creation, which is fucking retarded. When you worship creation, you yourself can never be something more. Period. Worshipping creation is truly a logical fallacy once again. You know what I'm saying? Creation obviously had to be created, and everything which got created by human beings. Human beings created shit. So why do you worship the creation when you yourself are the creator? That shit doesn't make any sense, man. That shit doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And this is not exclusively linked to physical objects. Obviously. The first things you create are your thoughts and your feelings, which are all you need. Your thoughts and your feelings are really all you need. And if you worship thoughts and feelings, such as, no, I'm afraid I can't do that shit, nah, you yourself can never be somebody who can be in charge. Humans truly ain't intelligent. Because damn near everybody you will meet is up under a very impulsive condition. Anybody can make them feel like everything. You can scream, you will make them afraid. You can say something, you will make them nervous. Because human beings have no mastery over their own mind. You cannot have mastery over your own mind if you are ruled by your creations. You know what I'm saying? And this is a fundamental issue. Found everywhere. Humans not knowing how to be the creator. Instead, they are bothered by their own creations. The birth of mental illness is 101. The first step of mental illness is not knowing that you have authority over your mind. And once again, this is not something you don't know. Everybody knows this. This is very obvious. What I'm speaking is not something very extraordinary. Everybody knows this. You create your mind. Your mind is in your hands. Okay? Meaning, whatever you think and feel is not bigger than you. So don't act like things are so dramatic. I'm afraid. Oh my god, bitches are approaching me. Don't be so dramatic. You're doing too much. You're doing way too much. You're doing way too much. Whatever you feel ain't shit. Whatever you're thinking about ain't shit, but I'm thinking about God. God ain't shit, but I'm feeling about greatness. That feeling ain't shit because you make that feeling. Whatever you feel is not there to be worshipped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you still don't get it twisted. Worship can still be done in a proper way. We call it affirmations. We call it having a good feeling. But then again, you don't worship that good feeling like this is the end all and be all. Like something like an affirmation, it's not saying that you putting your creations above you. Something like an affirmation is truly saying you made that bitch. You made that shit. It's like your child. An affirmation feels so good because now you're actively and consciously crafting feelings. Like people are very geeked of affirmations because when you make affirmations, you are in that mechanism, spiritually speaking, of actually creating that mind once again consciously. And of course, this feels good to the spirit. Every time you're making something which makes you feel good, you are close to the mechanism of this whole universe. You know what I'm saying? Shit like affirmations feel so good because now, without you even knowing, you are in a position in which you control things consciously. Hence your spirit feels so great, making affirmations. Hence they also work. You know what I'm saying? Like affirmations, magic, positive words, positive self-talk is just you being in the space of how you created yourself, spiritually speaking. You created yourself by unconscious awareness. You made an awareness and now you are alive. Now you are a mind. Now a star is born. And you can make that shit, of course, again when you are in this body. Sparking new awarenesses is not stopping. Sparking new mental forms is not stopping. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, it feels very pleasant to spark mental forms consciously once again when you are in this body. Because this is how your spirit came into this existence. Your spirit had to spark mental forms consciously. You know what I'm saying? Mental forms only become a burden if you don't know where these mental forms are coming from. We all, not we all, but people live up under mental forms they don't even create it. Like believing in Jesus, believing in science, believing in politics, praising Obama, watching TV, being on TikTok all day. These things are all mental forms people have, which are not coming from them. And of course your life feels like trash if you live with mental forms which you don't even create it. You know what I'm saying? Hence, magic squares are everywhere. Magic squares are pre-crafted existences, a pre-crafted space for you to go into receive pre-crafted mentalities. It is like human beings capitalize and invent everything. All the way to the point that human beings invented spiritual spaces. Man, this shit is hella fucked up, man. I kid ya not, man. Human beings created spiritual spaces. Literally. Like being nervous when you are in public is a man-made space which has nothing to do with existence. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have access to spaces we don't create. You don't create the space of love. It is a universal space. You don't create the space of passion. But human beings even created spaces. Human beings created spaces such as feeling anxiety when you approach somebody else. This is not something universal. This is a man-made concept. Shout out to Xavier the artist. Shout out, man. Shout out to Xavier. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. But life is hella fucked up. Life is like hella fucked up. I kid ya not, man. Life is hella fucked up, man. Like human beings created spiritual spaces for you to go into. You see how fast my smile was fading? Because this shit is hella fucked up, man. This shit is crazy, man. If human beings could, they would capitalize off the sun. If human beings could, they would capitalize off the moon. Human beings take everything and make money out of it. Don't doubt that a human being somewhere is trying to capitalize off the sun right now. As a matter of fact, that shit is even happening. Have you ever heard of solar panels? Like, motherfuckers ain't shit, man. Motherfuckers ain't shit, man. Motherfuckers ain't shit whatsoever, man. I'm saying. You see? Everything is like a joke. Everything is like a joke. Like this third dimension, buzzword. This third dimension is very trivial. I'm getting a call right now. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'm getting called right now. As I was saying before I got called, life is very stupid. As in, how can you take this shit right here even serious? How can you dead ass wake up and be like, be extremely bothered about life? Like, I don't care if I'm homeless right now. I don't care if I lose my arm tomorrow. I would still find a way to smile. I would still find a way to be like, this shit ain't shit. So I don't really get how human beings treat life so seriously. Because what are we even doing? Why am I saying we so often? What are people even doing? What is everybody even doing? Like, do we live in the same world? You just cannot tell me that if you walk around on a day-to-day basis, you cannot tell me you can take anything serious. Because the things I'm seeing, at least I'm seeing, are beyond belief. Beyond motherfucking belief. And not in a positive sense, in a rather negative sense. Not in a positive sense, ladies and gentlemen. Not in a positive sense, man. It is like God is creating anybody these days. Even though God is creating nobody anyways. It is like humans who created themselves. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm motherfucking saying, man. How can you treat anything seriously? How can you treat anything seriously? This shit is like crazy. This shit is extremely crazy, my guys and my whatnot. So don't even bother. Don't even bother. And one thing human beings are very bothered by is hate. Critique. Hate and critique, basically. All my life I've been hated and critiqued. But best believe, the people who critiqued and hated on me eventually copied me anyways. I don't know what it is with my life, but it is some weird shit, man. Like in high school, in my friend circles, amongst my peers, and even online sometimes. People who hate on me eventually do what I'm doing anyways. So at that point, I'm not even bothered by hate. As a matter of fact, I like hate. I like all kinds of attention, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody could spam shut your ass up right now in my chat in a goddamn extreme manner. I would still be excited to make my live streams because I'm geeked off attention, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm geeked off attention, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Because I ain't shit, man. I ain't shit, man. I ain't shit. But seriously, receiving hate only came from individuals who copied me essentially anyways. Because for you to even hate somebody, you have to be invested. And if you are invested, you are intrigued. So people who hated on me eventually still copied anyways because they are intrigued. You cannot hate if you are not intrigued. So just watch and see. Anybody who's hating on you sincerely will copy you eventually anyways. Maybe not even copy you. Maybe this is something exclusively linked to me because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fire-ass motherfucker, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm a fire-ass individual. Maybe they will not copy you. But best believe, if somebody is hating on you, they are invested in you and they are intrigued by you. You know what I'm saying? They might not copy you, but they copied me. As I was saying, in all modesty, in all humbleness, I'm a fire-ass motherfucker, man. Then again, who wouldn't copy me? If I wasn't shit and I would see somebody like me, of course I would copy too. But I wouldn't hate. But to each his own, man. But to each his own. To each his own. To each his own. Everybody who opposed eventually copied anyways. Man, I have countless examples in my head in real life and online how people used to oppose me just to come to the same conclusion. I'm telling y'all, character is the most important thing, man. I am telling y'all. Feelings are not so important. Thoughts are not so important. Character is. And to be more specific, a wise character is. When you can build your character with wisdom and charisma, which is my archetype, I'm a Leo Sun Sage Moon, you are straight. You are straight. You are straight. Like I'm like Loki the goat. I am Loki the goat, hence I call myself the goat of the universe. I have wisdom, logic, and the ability to spark attention, even in my natal chart. I'm a Leo Sun / Leo Mars, conjuncting on the same degree, damn near. I'm a Sage Moon. My Jupiter is exalted. My Mercury is in the 3rd house. My Mercury is in Virgo. My Moon is in the 6th house. My Venus is in Gemini. I have a shit ton of wisdom alignments / logic alignments, linked with a bomb-ass character. I have it all, man. I have it all. I have it all. I sincerely have it all, man. I do have it all, man. Even creativity. My Venus is in the 12th house. My South Node is in the 5th house. I have it all except discipline. I have it all except discipline because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'm kinda lazy, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'm kinda lazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though I have Saturn in the 1st house. What do I mean, even though? This might be the reason Saturn falls in my 1st house. I have a Cancer in Saturn and I'm a goddamn Leo. You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect. I ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? I take it back, I am perfect. I'm a genius, but I am perfect, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, my guys, hold on. We stick around for 2 more minutes, and then I will leave, because I have to be somewhere. I have to be somewhere. I am wanted in my environment. And this is what I will talk about tomorrow in my next live stream. You need to be a star in your local environment. Why do you think I'm getting called on a regular in my live streams? Why do you think I always have to be somewhere? You have to be a star in your local environment. But we will talk about this in great detail in the next live stream. You need to be... Why am I whispering? You need to be somebody in your local environment first before you hop online. I don't want to dive into too much detail because I want to leave that topic for my next live stream tomorrow. But let me tell you so much. You need to be a star in your environment first, before you hop online. You know what I'm saying? Before you hop online, Try to act a certain way. Try to be funny. Try to be before you act all goofy online. Be somebody in real life first, because you cannot be somebody online if you got bullied in real life. If you get bullied in real life, okay? Presently speaking, get your real life straight before you hop online. Okay? Okay? Understood? Good. Once again, shout y'all out, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to Open Third Eye Beats. Shout out to Who Eli 360. Y'all, if y'all like astrology, check out Who Eli 360. He's like a dope astrologer, I ain't gonna lie, man. He is a very dope astrologer. Shout him out, man. Shout him out. Shout out to Mystical Mysterio as well. And of course, Xavier the artist, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. And I'll catch you guys soon enough, man. Until next time. Until next time. Hey, shout out to Miguel Antoine. Shout you out, Brody. Shout you out, Brody. Good vibes. Yes, sir. Good vibes everywhere. Good vibes everywhere. And of course, my man, no homo pause. Shout to Zach Waterman. Shout to Zach Waterman. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time. Your boy's heading out. I'm needed in my real life. Dead ass, man. I am needed in my real life, man. You know what I'm saying? My phone is getting blown up right now.